Okay, so you know that phrase, what's old is new again? Health experts say the most important thing we can do as we age is resistance training, especially as you hit your 50s and beyond. The godfather of fitness, Jack LaLanne, said the same thing decades ago. He opened the first modern health club in 1936 and hosted the first nationally syndicated fitness TV program in 1951, challenging Americans to take personal responsibility for their health.
I know that I need exercise, but, well, it's too boring, it isn't any fun, and I can't do it, or I'm too old. These are all excuses, because I'm going to be here to show you how much fun and how easy exercise, well, I don't like to call it exercise, I like to call it gymnastics, how much fun it really can be, and I want to show you that you can do it.
LaLanne believed the country's overall health depended on health of its population. Sound familiar? Health and fitness is making news headlines. Instead of just being retired, our first guest has been inspired to encourage others to get fit at any age. Take a look at his body. How old would you guess he is? 26, 46, 66? Roger Thomas is 86 years old and a competitive bodybuilder. He didn't even pick up weights until middle age, and he didn't start competing until just a few years ago. Today, the gym rat grandpa joins us to share his fitness journey and to help you become your strongest self at any age. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
All right, so the gym rat grandpa, I didn't come up with that. They came up with that because they saw you kept showing up and you kept showing out.
That's right. And my buddies teased me and they said, we'll call you gym rat grandpa. And so it stuck.
Yeah. All right. Let's just go through how you kind of got there. When you were a kid, you were a skinny kid, but you were athletic.
That's correct. I played basketball and ran track.
Yeah. You did that for a little bit, but then you had an injury
and
early on.
I didn't like the way my knees, I hurt my knee and my ankle. And when I was playing college basketball, so that sort of ruined it.
Yeah, and for a lot of people, if there's an injury there, then the whole idea of working out just goes out the window, when really there's always something you can do. You went into the military, thank you for your service, served in the Army Reserves, and one of the things that you did was trained recruits coming in for the Vietnam War, so you were back to fitness in a different way.
That's correct. There were a group of us, and we had, when the regular DIs went on vacation, we took responsibilities and had to train the new recruits.
Yeah.
And that was sort of exciting and fun.
Yeah. The interesting thing today, they say 77% of youth, 17 to 24, are not eligible to serve without waivers. And a big part of it is because they are not physically fit. That's kind of crazy.
Yes.
You know, okay, the sedentary lifestyle, like a lot of us, once you get out of, college or whatever, and you get that desk job, you have that sedentary lifestyle. What did you start noticing with you?
Well, I didn't notice much until I had a physical exam. The doctor told me that my cholesterol was too high and my blood pressure was going up, and they wanted to give me statins. Well, having worked in the medical field, I didn't want statins. And so
because of side effects and things.
Side effects and so forth. So what I did was I found a 4,000-man study that proved that red grapefruit worked better than the statins and with no side effects. So after a month of eating red grapefruit one a day, my cholesterol was normal. And so to deal with my high blood pressure and general fitness, I joined the gym. And so people there started teaching me how to lift weights.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to something you said, is you didn't notice much until you had a physical. And therein lies part of the big problem in our healthcare today, is that things that are happening in the body march on and are silent until it's really a problem. Right?
That's right. Then several years later, at age 75, I got colon cancer. And the doctors told me that what saved my life with regard to that is the weightlifting I had done previously.
You were physically fit.
I was physically fit, and I had a lot of muscle. And they said they had never seen anyone my age with the muscle I had on my body. Wow. Therefore, they could operate.
Yeah.
They said, if it wasn't for that, they would have sent me to hospice to die.
Wow. Yeah, the whole idea there is that the healthier you are going into a health crisis, the better the outcomes generally are.
That's correct.
All right. So you were back to the gym in just a couple of weeks?
Well, yeah, a couple of weeks later, after surgery, I went back to the gym and working out. And matter of fact, one of the doctors came through while I was working out, and yelled at me to put the weight down because I had 300 pounds on the bar and I was doing bent over rows. And they said, "You're going to pull your stitches."
Wow.
So I had to back off the weights for about 6 months, then make sure my inside was healed.
Yeah.
Then I went back to it.
But the reason why you went back to it, I'd be willing to bet, because people always, the hardest part is starting to work out. But once you do, your body calls for it, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And consistency is really important in staying healthy.
That's you right there? Stop your madness. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking over there going, who's that hot young guy? Oh, okay. All right. There's one thing to go to the gym and get fit. It's another to enter the competitive world. What was that first time that you decided, okay, I'll do this?
Well, I was anxious at first, and it's new to me.
How old were you about when you did your first competition?
82.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Yes.
So,
and I got a second place, which is almost unheard of.
Yeah, second place is almost unheard of for anybody, period. But look at this body right here. But this is the result of, and we mentioned earlier that you started in mid-age just lifting weights, but then,
yes.
And then you increase what you're doing to build that body and build that muscle, and also understanding nutrient-dense food. You got to feed that body the right food.
That's correct. Whole foods is what I eat.
And you broke at 58 the Amateur Athletic Union raw bench press record with a 415-pound lift. They called you the freak at the gym for your continued strength. And of course, now, as we mentioned, the gym rat grandpa. There's a mental side to this as well, but tell us all the benefits of getting fit and working out that you've experienced. Everything from, we know your health, you mentioned that, but even your mental well-being.
Yes. I think my mental process has worked pretty good for my age, and I feel good. I can do almost anything I did when I was younger. I can jump and run and all those kinds of things.
The CDC said one of the most important things that people 50 plus, especially women, can do is resistance training and weight training. It combats muscle loss, it improves your balance, increased bone density, improves cardiovascular health, improves cognitive function, and the thing is, keeps you off of a walker or a wheelchair longer.
Well, that's very important. I always wanted to be independent. I didn't want to be dependent on anyone for walking or anything like that. So I'm way above that now. Yeah,
you are. You probably outdo your kids. Okay, let's talk about some of these awards that you've won. Like, what am I picking up right here?
Oh, that was about 3 weeks ago, the Iron Life Classic bodybuilding show, where I received the first place, plus they gave me a Superman award. I laughed and told them, "You gave me that because I'm old as dirt."
No. All right, and then going through, there's a series of other awards here and the plaque down there at the end. Yeah,
all the different awards are over the last 4 years of my bodybuilding. I work with a team, and it's called Trust the Process, and the aging range runs from 23 all the way up to my age.
Wow.
And so we all help each other.
Yeah. All right.
And it's fun.
Starting a fitness routine, because like I said, the hardest part is to start. I think a lot of us have gone in and out of it and thought, when you had a good workout, I'm always going to do this until I'm dead. I'm always going to do this. And then you stop for 2 weeks and it's so hard to start again.
Well, my thought process, if you quit, they throw dirt on you later.
Oh, yes, this is true. This is true.
So I'd rather be seen than viewed.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so your best thought process or best advice for somebody to start, because I think the other mistake we make is that we think we got to go to the gym and hit it hard. It's like, just start doing something that's out of your ordinary that keeps you moving.
I agree with that, and that's what I tell people all the time. My goal is to get all the geriatrics in the gym.
Yeah, have a bunch of grandpa, grandmas.
That's right.
You should start a whole gym called Grandpa, Grandma Gym. But yeah, even it's just walking, using bands, lifting light weights, and the whole thing is to start slowly.
Start slowly, and if necessary, get a trainer to help you so you don't get injured, because it's easy to get injured.
Yeah. All right. Long-term goal and legacy for you is to what?
Well, my long-term goal is, one, to stay alive longer and encourage others.
Yeah.
to take care of themselves.
All right, it's all the family. Your sister, Marilyn Fountain, is here. Marilyn, come on up here. A lot of people might remember Marilyn for her years working at the Star of Hope. And so we would always look at you and go, you look so, look at this woman, so fantastic. I asked you the other day, we had lunch, and I said, now Marilyn, how old are you again? Because I thought we were the same age, and you were how old?
82.
82. Wow. And then one of the things you said, for you also, there are things that you do to stay fit, and you cannot underscore, enough what he said. Take care of yourself. You can do a little and gain a lot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You have to do something.
Yeah. And what's your routine?
Well, I try to be active in the gym most days. So unless something is happening that interrupts that.
Yeah.
But normally I like to move.
Yeah, let's just start right there,
I like
right?
to move.
Yeah, yeah.
So I like to do Zumba. I like to do anything that's very active like that. But then I spend a certain amount of time doing weights.
Yeah.
Because I do believe that weightlifting.
I love my friends who go, well, if I lift weights, I don't want to look like one of those muscle Miss Olympia people. You're not going to. They're doing something a little extra.
You're not going to do that.
Yeah.
And most women are not going to go to the gym for the purpose of being a bodybuilder.
Right.
So you just want to, you want to do that resistance training so that, as he said, you want to stay ambulatory. You want to be able to walk. You don't want to be on a walker.
Yeah.
So that's my goal is to stay upright.
Yeah, stay upright until no more.
Yes.
All right. I was not going to show this to you because I don't want to scare you. Okay, but I'm going to show you something. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, our viewers are familiar with this. They've seen this before. This is there you go.
Oh, I love that girl.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Keep it up.
I'm onto your program. I'm about to reach the grandma, the gym rat, pretty soon myself.
There are three things you need to survive. You need muscle, you need grip strength, and VO2 max.
VO2 max.
Yeah, that's for your lungs.
Oh, okay. There you go. You gotta breathe. All right. You too. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for being an inspiration to a lot of young people too. Okay, you can follow Roger's.
Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. You can follow Roger's fitness journey on Instagram at GymRatGrandpa _ GymRatGrandpa.